Are modern kilts based off of half kilts back in history, or so how similar is how it was written?
The kilts are essentially just like any garment. There's an evolution. So the and each iteration of the kilt is a stepping stone on the way to where it is now. And frankly, in 100 years from now, it may look slightly different than it does right now. The the kilt started off as the Great Kilt, the Philemore, and it was a 4 to 5 yard piece of fabric that you would hand pleat, wrap up around yourself, and it was a utilitarian garment. It was meant to be your sleeping bag, your blanket, your tent. It was meant to keep you warm. It was meant to put over your head to wear as a raincoat. It was meant to let down if you get hot. It is your sleeping bag that you wore. You're like a turtle. It's a sleeping bag that you wore in the Highlands that you didn't have to carry it with you. Fast forward, the invention of the half kilt was, sometimes, by idiots, attributed to Thomas Rawlinson, who is kind of accredited really after his death, 30 years, in a letter. We're not going to go into it. No. With chopping the kilt in half in an iron smelting factory or ironworks or something. Anyway.
Yeah, I forget.
English guy in the Highlands who said, hey, let's cut the material in half, or let's only use, the bottom half of the plaid, and let's wrap that around ourselves so it leaves our upper bodies unencumbered, and we can just belt the lower part to ourselves. And it made sense. It was much cooler. It was much easier to move around. You didn't have all the extra cloth if you weren't out in the fields in the Highlands. And then, fast forward a little bit, people said, hey, why don't we just sew these plates in so I don't have to wrap it every single morning? So people started doing that, and then just attaching it with a belt, but the pleats were pre-sewn. And then it was, hey, I don't want to have to wear a belt on this thing. Why don't I just attach some buttons? Or why don't I then maybe attach some straps? Let's figure out other ways to attach it so it stays up by itself. So again, it just keeps evolving and evolving and evolving over time. And it evolved from 4 yards. And then when it became the half kilt, it was still about 4 yards. When it started getting tailored, box pleats or Kinyusi pleating. Then it started by the mid to late 1800s. Well, maybe let's do 5.5 yards or 6 yards or 8 yards.
8 would be nice.
Yep.
8 would be nice.
Kind of like 8 yards.
8 is nice.
It's a good swing. Nice. It's a good swing. So it evolved, and it kept moving and moving and moving, and it just evolved into what it is now. And it's kind of, to some degree, was kind of solidified in the early 1900s, 1920s is kind of the golden age of traditional Highland dress. And it's for formal, for dressing up, it's kind of where it, I won't say stalled, it's where it kind of found its peak, if I'm going to put a positive spin on it. And that's still how it is worn today, especially in Scotland. And then there's also casual ways and fashion ways to kind of play with it. But it's just evolved slowly over time. You could say that the utility kilt or kilts with pockets and things like that are a branch off the tree. You could say it's a further iteration of the kilt. You could say it's a bastardization of the kilt. That's all up for debate. But it evolves slowly, and if it didn't evolve, it would just kind of die. It would just become a thing that was like, oh, that's what those people used to do way back when, versus this looks like I could wear it right now. So right. It's one of the few forms of national dress that I would say, still look good as they've evolved over time.
Yep. It's the most wearable national dress, aside from maybe kimono, kisode, in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I was in Germany last summer, I saw lederhosen and Durnles and stuff like that in Bavaria, in the lower right-hand corner of Germany. And they have very, very, it's traditional. It's not really national dress. It's Bavarian dress. But people think of it as national dress of Germany. They've tried to evolve it a little bit, and there was a couple different stores with fashiony versions of Durnles and of lederhosen. So they're trying to drag it kicking and screaming into the 21st century a little bit. And I would say it's to limited degree of success. I didn't look at it and be like, that's awesome, I love it. I appreciate it for what it is, but it didn't speak to me, even being of German heritage. It didn't speak to me in the same way that kilts and the evolution of kilts has spoken to me.
Did it still feel to you like something you would only wear at a festival? Because I think that's the difference.
It's no, it didn't. It was definitely more fashion forward.
Okay.
It's not like I felt like I'm in Oktoberfest. This is what you do at Oktoberfest, apparently. But with 2 big beers, it's fine. But it didn't feel like it was only for Oktoberfest. Period.
Okay.
But it didn't. But it didn't feel. It felt like it was just missing a little bit. Where kilts, like the way that I'm wearing it here, feel, at least to me, like it's fine. It could fit in today.
Yeah.
As it could, 100 years ago.
So it's one garment you can combine with a whole bunch of other garments.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're doing and what time period you're living in and all that.
I think because the top feels more interchangeable.
Top is interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
That's why.
where lederhosen, like you have like the bib that comes up a little bit, and there's a certain kind of shirt for festivals. You can change the shirt, but it feels a little weird. Where kilts, I feel less weird playing with the shirt.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I stole your
I
thought
know.
about that.
Okay. You didn't really. It's
Okay, good. Any other thoughts?
No, that's the nutshell of the evolution of a kilt.
Great.
We actually have an animation that we did a while back, which shows the evolution of Highland dress with a little running clock in the corner, which is pretty cool. So I'll put a link to that here, so you can check that out if you want to. When you see the edited version of this, it's on the YouTube channel now. But, ta-da!
Cheers. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, if you want to support our channel, the best thing you can do and get value out of it yourself is head over to our retail store, usakilts.com, where everything you see here is available and much, much more.